Good afternoon. Hope this video finds you well. I'm still bunged up, and I've also done my back in as well this morning, which is horrible. So no doing that great. Still limping forward, still keeping going. Still doing the work. It's been a fascinating time, and the ways of the world and the challenges that I'm seeing in the way that it's been, the way the world is just now. It's a sad state of affairs, there's no question about it. The latest, as of today, the escalating threat of World War III, and the thought of any war is terrifying for someone who has never been through it. I think a lot of these countries, we forget, have been at war for an awful long time, and they're used to it. And the stuff that you see on the television and the images that come in. We have no idea, no concept of that in this kind of civilised Western world that we're in. The thought of a stranger from another land coming in and trying to kill you and try to take your house is obviously very concerning when you see what's happening on the world stage just now. And obviously, the antidote to that is what it's all about for me. We know how bad it is. We can see how bad it is. We can see the clowns and the circus and the zoo and the jungle, and who's profiting out of this kind of. When you think about war as a business and the arms and the bullets and the guns and the weapons that they sell, and who makes them, and who profits from them, and where they end up and who ends up using them and for what gain, what's the reason for all this kind of stuff. As always, where man's involved and money's involved, there's normally something going down where somebody tries to get more than they probably deserve, absolutely, but than they need, absolutely as well. But it's just insanity that the numbers that are involved with this kind of stuff, and the damage that it causes, and the destruction and the decimation and what it does to life. Even just normal conventional weapons, for by the stuff that, if we do go to the nth degree. And talking about World War III, that's something I'm hearing a lot just now. How do you normalise that? How do you get people have no concept of what that even means? When you think about these nuclear weapons and how long, after if they do use them, and I've always believed, if they make something, they're probably going to want to use it at some point. That's always been the way for man. If they don't really just make something for the sake of it. So at some point, then there's a really good chance that. The world could go that way. That's the kind of crossroads that I feel we're at just now. It's darkness versus the light. The literal insanity of those who are, if that's even a possibility, those who are in control of making that happen. That's obviously against everything. If you're a normal human being, that values life and wants to live and enjoys your life experience, then surely you must do absolutely anything that you can not to go down that road and come anywhere near that. I remember a long time ago, it might have been Wayne Dyer talking about JFK and how he believed, JFK believed that his number one job as the President of the United States was to keep America out of war. And obviously he never lasted that long, did he? He never got to get his way. As with all the men like that, it seems that if you've got anything that's to do with peace and harmony, and they seem to not like it, and they seem to keep it going, and it's been forever. It's an entire lifetime. You think back over the course of my life, 53 now, and I think back to all the way back. I remember being too young for the Falklands War, like conscription. And one of my big cousins at the time was just on that, almost old enough to be called up, and the thought of that was then, when times were very different. You think of it now, and if anybody was called up for war, if the Waynes were called up for war, oh my God, what do you mean I can't take my phone with me? What do you mean that, when you're fighting for your life, it's terrifying, and it's fascinating, and it's a very interesting time. To be run about this work and be run about this time of being that we're all in, and I like to see where it is. I like to check in and see where it is and see how bad it is. I don't really pay much mind to it, until it starts to unfold. This is something I've been watching for a wee while now. Over the last probably 3 or 4 weeks, I've been taking a really keen interest in world politics and been looking kind of through the veil and meditating on it and feeling my way through it and trying to see which way's up and who's doing what. And it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying when you see what's going on in the world and what's happening to people right here today. You know, what you know, just absolute atrocities that are being carried out towards human beings. For what? You know, just for what? In the name of God, in the name of, you know, some sacred space on this earth. You know, it's just insanity. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any better in terms of what they're doing. It doesn't look like they're going to stop. There seems to be a desire between Israel and, you know, Iran, and then both sides of that, you know, as far as you want to take that, obviously the US, and then you've got on the other side Russia and China and all the states round about there that are, they're no, you know, the whole region is just wet, it's like a powder keg, just waiting to go. And a time where I remember the day when Trump got in, you know, there was a couple of people messaged me, and I actually felt a wee bit of wave of kind of almost optimism without paying anything to do with him, or just things felt different for a couple of days. And then when you watch who he's appointed in his cabinet, the people are going to be leading them into this next critical time for mankind, and almost every single one of them, you know, they're just warmongers and, you know, Zionists and people who, you know, the new political statements. But when you look at what a lot of these people's ideologies and their belief systems are, it's basically, you know, power through manipulation of having a bigger, better, stronger, more advanced military, and basically bullying people. That's what the US has done. You know, certainly, you know, how long does it go back? You know, back to the after the wars, probably Second World War. That's all America's really done. You know, so and a lot of people, a lot of countries have really been, you know, on the other side of that kicking, and a lot of them can remember. You listen to stories about, you know, the Middle East and how it used to be before America went in and started to, you know, do what they did. And now it's common knowledge, public knowledge as to why they did it and how they benefited from it, who benefited from it. And you see what they left behind, you see the just absolute insanity, you know, what they did, and you know, with regime changes and, you know, toppling power and entire, you know, cultures and societies in the name of money and oil and gas and natural resources, and, you know, for whatever reason, power. You know, it's something as simple as no wanting to use the US dollar could be considered, you know, just enough to go in and take countries down. You know, terrifying. You know, so a lot of these countries, I dare say they will remember that kind of stuff. And the problem, America's finished. I mean, as far as I can see, America's done. You know, but the problem that we face in the UK is we stand beside them, which I've never liked. I mean, American people as a whole. When you think back growing up, you know, how confident they were. And now when you see them, my daughter was in America over the summertime, I could feel it in her, you know, because she's a really good judge of character and doesn't really do drama or noise, and just wonder where she would be, you know, with the kids that she was working at the camp and where people are, and it was pretty much as I expected. I've got a really interesting perspective on, you know, the world, the American perspective on the world as to how things go together and what they are, and now when you start to see behind the veil and see behind the scenes, and you hear and you learn of all the atrocities that has been, you know, done by them to others and to themselves as well, it appears, when you really start to get into it, it's just you couldn't make it up, you know. So those who are on the other side, the dark side of the force, they're going for it. They're going hell for leather. They might want to end it all. The fuckers, might want to bring it all down and end the world. We can't imagine. In fact, don't imagine. So the opposite side of that, the light side of that, the good news is, what I'm seeing just now, there are so many light workers, there are so many people who are in the light, there are so many people who are, oh, my back is killing me, sorry. There's so many people, about an ice pack and an amp coil, there are so many people who are, you know, standing in the light and doing light work, and there's a lot of really powerful shifts taking place, it would be fair to say. By, you know, I'm experiencing it, I'm seeing it with myself and a lot of my students and stuff that's coming through for me, which is really exciting. The quantum shifts and leaps in people's, you know, awareness, as well as their own levels of consciousness, which is a great sign. You know, people are getting it, people are experiencing the divine, which is magic. People are experiencing God. The last ceremony retreat a couple of weeks ago, 11 of us on it, and you know, there's people now that are claiming, you know, and it sounds like they're speaking the truth. There's no reason to lie or to make it up or to exaggerate it, but they're experiencing the divine, you know, and they're coming back as different human beings, and they're healing themselves, and they're finding new ways of doing it, which is just incredible. You know, it really is. It's really kind of, it's wonderful. So, so much light, a lot of turbulence. I kind of feel like it's coming our way. No matter how it comes, I can feel like it's coming. There needs to be a reset. It really does, doesn't it? The world is not right. It's not proper. It's not the way it's meant to be. It's unsustainable. Unfortunately, it's broken. It's gubbed. Man and all of our sins, the deadly sins. Number one to me is what we've done to the planet. That's the heartbreaking thing that I see. You know, it's just, you think of the oceans and nature, and you know what we've done to it. You know, just pollution and the toxicity that the man that creates, and the waste and the ignorance and all of that. You know, the how, you know, just we don't, the environment we live in, and how we really need it, and how we're just, so many are so ignorant to it. And what can you do about it? You know, it's what do you do? You're at the hands now, because of the food, the supply chain, and how it's put together, between how you get about in your motor, or how, if you're going to go on holiday, you need to fly somewhere, or you know, you're reliant on the system for the need for food, basic necessities, food and water. It comes through a certain system, you know. So we're at the, kind of the mercy of that wee bit, and the waste that comes off that. There's only so much you can do, you know. So the intention for me at this stage is just to keep going. That's it. Is to, you know, keep pressing forward, keep doing the work, keep the faith, you know, watch what's happening, but not get too caught up in it. Just be myself, tend to myself. It's been a rough spell for me. I'm making my way through it. I'm doing the work on myself. I'm still loaded with this head, because a couple of months in now. Back's went this morning, cheese been a bit low. At the same time, I'm surrounded with just so many little opportunities and goodness and things that excite me, you know. So it's very much a case of focusing on the solutions, focusing on the way, focusing on the desire to get other people on about this. That's where I am just now. You know, that's what's coming in the new year, with all the good stuff that's coming through the programme, with the Vortex and all the work that we're doing at the minute, and in the background, to prepare it for the launch at the start of January. It's very much the way that it's going as a community, and the people that are getting about it. That's the bit that's exciting me the most. You know, there's it doesn't feel like there's going to be, you know, the many, but the ones that are showing up are of a certain ilk. It's fascinating to watch. Just really powerful, good human beings, which we are all blessed. You know, we really are. It's a fantastic time. You know, so onwards and upwards. Keep doing the work. Keep moving forward. Keep, you know, with the power of awareness, you know, keep your wits about you in terms of where you're spending your time, what you're watching. You be very careful when you're tapping into the news and seeing what's happening and watching what's going on in the world. It can put you into a downward spiral very quickly. You start, you know, listening to what's happening and the threats of escalation in the worst case scenario. You go there straight away. You know, your defence mechanisms, your consciousness is weighing it up and creating chemistry to deal with it. So be careful of that. And at the same time, you know, we just need to keep, you know, prepare for the worst, which is difficult anyway. It's like a survival time just now anyway. So and expect the best. That's it. You know, so going through it, doing the work, doing the meditations, doing the breath work. You know, like doing your best, being happy, smiling as much as you can, savouring it. Really grateful for this life just now. You talk about the joy to be alive. I'm so grateful for this life experience just now, and this should be a paradise. Last night under the big tree down at Molesley Bridge under the stars, -4 conditions, and just watching people sitting on a bit of fire, really, you know, content and happy, and nobody really wanted to be anywhere else. Freezing cold conditions, and just sitting around about the fire, just talking and speaking about, you know, this life and the journey and everything that we're going through. It's marvellous what's going on now. So many people are getting together. That's certainly our experience at the minute. The amount of good people that are getting in about this is wonderful, you know. So that's something we keep going. We keep moving forward with that. More and more souls every single day. It's one soul at a time every single day. The people that are passing it on, the people that are sharing the work. Grateful to all you, and I just keep moving forward, waiting for the next wave of inspiration to come and find me. It's been a wee bit stagnant for a wee bit, and that's okay. I'm alright with that. It's a time to be on it, a time to be off it, and I'm definitely off it just now. The physical stuff isn't helping. Well-being, when your well-being isn't there, as it has been for such a long time for me now. It just doesn't feel right at the minute. I'm just not there. So I'm taking my medicine and I'm making my way through it. I've been sleeping a wee bit. I'm trying to recover. Really stuffy during the night, which is affecting my sleep during the night. And during the day we go again. We just keep moving forward. In and up, sending my love to you all. Peace out. There may well be a Godcast this week. I'm going to do a lot more of these. There's loads of stuff I want to talk about, a lot more, less formal and more relaxed, I suppose, than having to set up the whole studio, which doesn't take that much time, but this is easier. This is much easier with the phone, and we'll just need to see how it goes. My intention to make it easier for me to continue to get my message out, and to the people that are asking, just by getting on about it, learning the language and getting more familiar with what I'm talking about. And then the practices. The practices are where it's at. You need to come and experience it, and experience is the way to do that. I'm asked all the time, what's the best way into this? And the best way is probably experience on a Tuesday night, live Zoom, taken by me. Different theme every week. We were on unconditional love this last Tuesday there, which was lovely. That is the antidote to war and all the horribleness and the hatred and the challenges we face in this world just now. Opposite of war is not peace, it is unconditional love. We need to go to the nth degree to eradicate all that madness. But again, and it's different every week, there's different topics every week. That's the best way to come in about it, and just see if you like it, see if it's for you, see if you like the idea of, learning how to, it's always about breath work, we teach you how to breathe, and then into meditation, and different themes, different intentions, but always going to the same place, reconnection back with the self, reconnection back into your heart, back into your soul. With each other, absolutely. Why not? And then the divine, reconnection back to God. That's the final plan. To be in that space, that sacred space of meditation, to be in union with the divinity that you carry inside of you, absolutely. And to feel the connections of what you're surrounded by, the field, consciousness, God, whatever you want to call it, and your relationship with that, and its relationship with you, and the role that you play in it. That and this life experience, there's a lot going on. The intentional spiritual journey, the spiritual life, there's a lot going on in it. And we start to bring, the practices. There are so many, very, very simple. No easy, but very simple. And when you bring them into your life, you start to see changes and benefits in ways that you can't imagine. Even just the power of intention and the realisation of what you bring to it. The awareness to see how you're showing up every single day. And what you expect. There's many bits to this work. It's vast. It's a lifetime. It should be a lifetime's work. That's what it's been for me, and it continues to expand, which is something I'm obviously really excited about, because it doesn't end. The life journey, your life story, your life experience is your own teacher. That's the best teacher. So at that point you get to enjoy it best you can when it's good, and then when it's no, you just wait until the next wave comes and you go again. So inwards and upwards, onwards as one. The experience is a way to do it, to get on about it to start with, and then there's all sorts of good stuff. The Friday nights in, been demand for them again, they're back on, loving the Friday nights in. Really kind of glad that they're going again, and then everything else. There's so much good stuff coming up between the retreats and the One Day to Change Your Life and the Friday nights in, and the live meditations, the weekends away. There's a lot of stuff coming up, surrounded by goodness. There's so much good coming through this just now, and excited. As I was last night, when you meet everybody and you're sitting about the fire, and it's like being with family now. It's wonderful. It's really cool. People have a similar state of mind and state of level of consciousness with similar intentions, and want to, as we are and what I see, want to make a difference in the world and make it a better place. So at that point, I'm in. Peace out, love and light. God bless. Take it easy. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.